Hello and welcome back to another edition of Understanding Blend Modes. Today we will be looking into the difference blend mode. Let's kick off by looking at the math on how the difference blend mode blends two images. For each pixel, the pixel values are subtracted from one another and an absolute value is taken. So the result shows the distance between both values, which results in black representing equal colors, as the result is 0, and white for opposite colors. Also, this blend mode is commutative, meaning the top and the bottom layer can be interchanged without affecting the result. Let's blend the top and bottom layer and analyze the result. The result is quite interesting. We have a diagonal bar, and from this diagonal bar it fades out to white. If we look at the result curve, you notice the lines from the base move vertically through the blended layer. A more interesting curve is the next curve, showing the shift in color as they get blended from black to white. For example, the black, represented in blue, moves from black to white, and the yellow line, which represents the white, moves the opposite way. The mid-gray line in cyan gets darker as we blend from the black and becomes black in the middle, but moves back to its original position when white is blended. Interesting is to see that all the lines start from their original position and end in their opposites, which translates to that the difference blend mode, black has no effect and white inverts the original colors. Let's have a look how the difference blend mode works in practice. Here we have our base image and I'm going to use this orange layer to blend it with the difference blend mode. So what do we see? The first thing I notice is that the white background has become blue. Remember what I said? White inverts the color, and as we used orange, blue is the opposite of orange. Here is a quick tip for you. If you want to know the opposite of a color, take a look at the HSL wheel. You can quickly see the opposite of a color by looking at the opposite side of the circle. Next thing I notice is the amount of orange color, which was the color we blended in. What does this mean? Remember that black had no effect on the original color? Well, if we see a lot of the original color back, that means that there's a lot of dark colors in the image. Final thing that you also might notice is that the face is almost black. Remember what black means? No difference. So this indicates the orange color we used is close to the skin color. Also notice that our arms are not so dark, which is an indication that there is probably more shadows there. To check the math, I will be using the processing.org app, which allows me to really program the blend calculations. So here is my script, and if we take a look at the difference blend mode function, as you see, it takes the difference from each value in RGB, and with an ABS function, any negative values are reverted back to positive. If we run this code, it starts by showing us the base image, followed by the blend image, and finally the result, which is, as expected, exactly the same what we had in Affinity Photo. Now we know the theory, let's look at some practical use cases. I think the most commonly used practical case for the difference mode is, as the name of the mode suggests, to find differences. If you have stacked the same image on top of each other, you can use the difference blend mode to see if they're aligned exactly on top of each other. If they are, the end result will be black. Related to this, you can also use a difference blend mode to see the effect of a filter. For example, if I add a Gaussian blur, you get an idea how the blur affects the image. Let's move to another use case, which is darkening the image. We can initially use an almost black fill layer and set it to difference, which will darken the image. Remember that the black has no effect on the difference mode, so as long as we stay in the dark area, there will be no inversion and the image will only be darkened. If we deviate from pure gray, for example, if I move a little bit to the red, you will notice that the image will get the reverse color of red, which is cyan. So this gives us the possibility to do some color grading with darkening. Another interesting use of the difference blend mode is to use it with a shadows and highlights adjustment. If I apply a shadows and highlights adjustment where I lower the highlights and set the blend mode to difference, we get this very dark monochromatic effect. When I apply it again, we get some of the details back. When combined with a channel mixer where I add some extra red to it and finally brighten it up with a curves layer, you get a very old faded look. Using a difference layer in combination with an overlay or soft light also creates amazing results. Here is an image where this is applied to, and with the help of a difference blend mode, I can adjust the neutral colors, for example, to give it more color or to brighten it up. This technique, however, deserves its own video, and I will put a video explaining this technique in the next couple of days. I hope you liked this video and has given you some inspiration and ideas on how to use the difference blend mode. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting techniques to make your images look amazing using Affinity Photo. Until next time.